Hello everybody, how is it going today? Today is March the 13th, it's about 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we're going to talk about Bitcoin, we're going to talk about Litecoin, Ethereum, Ripple, EOS, and Neo. I figured I may as well do a quick summary on all of them combined because they're all going to be very short. It's very low volume today in general and just lots of sideways action. So Bitcoin is still standing here at a very standstill, very range bound as well. We see it range bound here pretty much between 8,700 and 9,400 for the past few days. There's really not much action at all. Might be better actually if I go to like a 4-hour time frame so we can isolate it even further. We see it entirely range bound with lots of wicks rejecting to the top, lots of wicks rejecting to the bottom. Past 4 hours, the volume has been incredibly low for Bitcoin. We're pretty much at a neutral territory right now for Bitcoin. I think that a break above 9,200 could signal a small bull rally to 9,500 and a simple break even below the 9,000 range right now, which we're having trouble even breaching, actually 9,050 to be specific. We can end up triggering a cascade all the way down to the lower 8,900 ranges. Not much of an update whatsoever for Bitcoin, guys. We're still at a very standstill point. We see the 55 EMA rejecting all of it right now, right? We finally uptrended from 9,100 to 9,200. Woohoo! It took about 2 hours to do that, guys. That was an incredibly long time. We see on the 2-hour chart a possible MACD crossover could be heading to the positive side, where we'll finally test our 9,500 region here again. If we test this 9,500 region, I believe that we're going to end up downtrending to finish up this flag consolidation pattern that you guys see right here, right? Very evident that we're seeing some sort of channel right here that's incredibly ugly, but we have to make do with what we have. I think it's going to be about, I'm guessing, 4 to 6 more hours of this sideways action before we actually see something happen here with Bitcoin. So just to give you guys a very quick update with where I stand, I'm still bearish as well. I'm waiting for it to get to about 94, 95, 9600 ranges where I plan to enter a short position depending on how the price action ends up looking. So let's go to Litecoin. Litecoin, exact same thing, right? The 2-hour looks like we're about to get a MACD crossover as well. Like I mentioned, looks like we could possibly uptrend to a near Fibonacci range over here. Let me just grab it up. Where if we break above, it's really sad right now, guys, that we can't even break above any key resistance area. It's still incredibly range bound, and we've been in this position for over 16 hours now, right? It just needs to break something reasonable. So maybe if we break above $76, we can see a surge up to $82 or 182. You guys know what I mean. If we break below 173, we're going to end up downtrending to the 170 ranges as well. It's just a matter of what Bitcoin does. And I believe that we are going to most likely get to the 182 region before we start a downtrend to finish up this type of flag consolidation that's inverted. So not too much activity here at all as well. We're range bound quite a bit right now as well, just like Bitcoin, I would say. And the important thing to make note of is that we can't even break, guys. The volume is heavily diminishing right now. In fact, we could possibly even just break down on Bitcoin and fall right through the support level, right? And if we actually see a horizontal resistance or support level as well right there, right? So this is a massive support region, and this support region right here was denoted by the previous swing low and also the 618 Fibonacci level that fell into the golden pocket. If this region doesn't hold, then unfortunately we're going to trend down to a possible $150 range right here. So very range bound as well, very neutral territory, as you guys can see right here, right? I'd say this is more so the support zone that we see for RSI. The more times that we actually see it bounce off of here, the better, because then there's a chance of it getting to the 182 range, where I do believe Bitcoin will still end up correcting. So let's take a look at Ethereum right now as well. Exact same type of pattern, except it looks a lot more bearish, I would say, on this side. Okay, so if you guys notice, Ethereum, it's making some sort of descending triangle pattern right here ever since the 11th. If Ethereum ends up breaking upwards, we could easily see a surge up to $713 levels, but until then it's almost a no trade zone, guys. I mean, we got to give it some time for the market to kind of settle, because we did drop significantly in the past few days, and then we rose up about $1,300 there. That was the biggest move that Bitcoin did, and because of that, unfortunately, it's going to cause a lot of the other coins to be range bound. These types of consolidations are incredibly important for the market to recover when things like this happen. We see a high right here of around $740, right? But I really doubt that we're going to get there, because once again, I believe Bitcoin will get to the $9,500 region right here. And once it gets to these points, yeah, you know, once it gets to that point, Ethereum will most likely end up hitting 714 as well. And once it hits that, it's most likely going to complete this bearish pattern, because if we look at it on a higher time frame as well here, we do see kind of a sideways trend slash flag consolidation type as well. I don't believe that Bitcoin or Ethereum is going to be one of those coins that surges and ignores Bitcoin's correction. Let's take a look at Ripple here as well. Ripple actually made some ground today, which is, you know, not that bad. It ended up surging an astronomical amount from 76.5 cents to 78 cents right here. If Bitcoin does do what I expect it to do, same thing again, we're going to use the previous swing high position right here, where Ripple could easily surge up to 79.7 cents there. If Bitcoin does end up correcting at 9,500, we'll most likely see a break down to these lower ranges, and this range right here could be about 77.5 cents, okay? And then if that doesn't hold as well, we go to the next swing low position as well, which is around 73.2 cents, which is where the stop loss was, right? So the Elliott wave counts, they are all in line with all of the other time frames. What we see here as well is a slight series of bullish divergence, which is, you know, not bad, but nevertheless, right, we're seeing a pretty hard support region for RSI right here. So yeah, is Bitcoin actually surging a little bit right now? Yeah, we're at 92.25, slightly going up slowly, like I expected to go up. Now let's go take a look at EOS as well. EOS still sits above this horizontal, or sorry, this trend line right here that's been established for a very long time now. Okay, so we take it from this recent way low position over here, just draw it directly across. Excuse me there. Actually, no, that was Ripple, my mistake. Completely wrong coin. This EOS here, we get two range bound regions from a super high position up there. Consider some of these, some of the bull trapped regions, or sorry, the bear trapped regions as well. Every time it gets to these particular territories, down to the lower end over here, it ends up bouncing up there, right? So EOS is in the exact same position on a 2-hour chart here, if you look at it, where it looks like it's about to uptrend very, very slightly. If Bitcoin does do, like if you guys notice, every single coin is kind of in the same type of pattern right now, right? This one's like in a descending triangle pattern, which is actually much more bearish than the other ones, right? If Bitcoin does end up breaking to 9,500, we could see EOS surge up to $5.97. And if Bitcoin does correct there at the 9,600 region, we could possibly see it downtrend to a recent swing low position over here of $5.40. So based on according to Elliott wave, right, they're all the exact same, guys. I wish I could give you guys an alternate count. I just want to let you guys know how sideways the market has been for the past few days, especially EOS, right? EOS has been in this sideways consolidation between 560-ish to about $6, which is kind of a no trade zone. It's incredibly slim pickings right now. So Bitcoin, what is it at right now? Bitcoin actually surged up to 92.40, but it's really not much of a difference, guys. Now we're going to take a look at NEO as well, which is in a fairly more bearish pattern than the other ones, I would say. Some people would call this you know, it wants to break out of this pattern. We have to give it that, all right? It was like all these patterns, guys, on the very final structure, what we see is a descending type of, not a descending, but like a wedge kind of pattern, right? Where it does want to break out of it. If NEO ends up breaking out of it, we'll easily see a surge up to $87 perhaps, so a $5 surge, which is actually not that bad. Of course, if we break all these regions that I'm mentioning where it's going past the recent swing high, then, you know, if not, Bitcoin doesn't actually stop at 95, 9600, we're easily going to see the higher end over here try to be attempted, right? And we see a massive resistance around the $93 range it's here, or 92.50. If Bitcoin does correct further, unfortunately, all these other coins are going to break down with it, and NEO will most likely and be guaranteed, I'd say, you know, to hit this region over here, down to $93 or 70, sorry, this would be $78.83. So I wish there was more of an update, guys, but all of these coins right now are all in the same shape, right? You look at NEO doing that right there, okay? I'm just gonna actually just double click on all the MACD over here. If you guys look at the MACD, every single coin looks like it wants to cross over on a 2-hour chart, right? I'm just zooming in very close. Do you guys see any difference really between all of them? No, there's really not a single difference between any coin. The only one right now that's making some ground is EOS, much more than the other ones. So EOS does have a good chance to actually hit the $6.10. Yeah, the EOS one is looking the most bullish right now out of every single coin, which is not bad. This coin right here, Ripple, actually already positively upticked to the histogram. Positive side, but if you guys look on every single coin, what we'll notice is, you know, this type of structure, right, where we get this type of structure. Oh, I'm just going to use ABC to make it very visible, but it's not an actual ABC. I'm just drawing it for you guys to see, right, where we're seeing comes down, cracks upwards, comes down, cracks upwards, and then comes down. This one comes down, cracks upwards, comes down, not nearly as much, and it also does it to this coin as well. Yeah, so I wish that there was more of an update, guys, but there's not much of an update. I'm definitely going to do a much more detailed technical analysis for you guys as more information comes in, but as it stands right now, I wish I can give you guys more of an update, but there's really nothing to update, right? It's completely sideways right now. All of the other technical analysis still stands, so there we have it, guys. So I just want to give you guys a quick update. I hope that you guys appreciate it. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, upvote these videos as well on YouTube, steemit as well. I got new steemit, guys, if you don't know that already. And other than that, have yourselves a great day, and thank you for watching this video. Bye now.